Good afternoon, everybody. We are already wrapped up with this quick meeting, and we are starting another session of racing. Under the title of Fred's Race, it is a championship weekend here for us. We are heavily focused on the juniors and masters competitors. And today we begin with our youngest junior competitors, our 10 through 14-year-olds, being split up into 10 to 12 and 13 and 14-year-olds. And the first competition today is going to be for Chariot heats. At the end of all these events, we will have a podium for riders, our top three in the region. That's the whole spirit behind Fred's Race, a regional championship here at the track going on at the Velodrome today. And concluding session, although barring any sort of AQI concerns tomorrow, we'll be concluding tomorrow morning with some more racing. Got it. Now first, our 10 to 12-year-olds are getting ready for these Chariot heats. One lap around the track, and the top two get to race again in the major final. We'll give the other two riders a chance again in their minor final later on today. First heat should be drawing to get ready and starting. That's Gavin Fairbanks, Rocco Alexander, Cody Chang, Hazel Baker. On deck will be our second heat, Maxim Smigli, Owen Fuller, Joshua Hunter, Benjamin Zhang. One lap around the track, top two ride again in the major final. Good jump for the rider down there in the sprinter's lane. That's going to be Fairbanks getting a good start. Fun to cheer on our 10 to 12-year-olds, our youngest groups competing here today. Rocco Alexander, the rider in the all black, making a move down the back straight. Oh, a little bit of a pursuit here. Famex isn't done fighting yet as they come around to the home straight. Got to be top two. Ooh, second place is going to be a fun one. Oh, I think Gavin's going to have enough acceleration. Good awareness there by 601 to turn around and take a look at the approaching rider. On deck will be the 13, 14-year-olds for their Chariot heats. This is Heat B now coming to the track. Maxim Smegley, number 605. Owen Fuller, number 603. Joshua Hunter, number 602. And Benjamin Zhang, 614. Same rules as our last group. We'll see two ride again for the major final after this race. Reset it, reset, restart, restart. There we go. We'll start that one again. A free wheel there. We'll get our riders back around and start them off one more time. And here we go for our second run at this one, and looking very good for Maxim there on the early attack, pulling away quickly. The field behind him, trying to figure out what to do here. Oh, good sprint behind him for a second, going down the back straight, but Maxim's certainly off to a good start here. Nice. Getting all the effort out here, might as well. Good trip around the track. You got it. Nice job, Maxim. And the sprint here for second, looking good for the kids. Oh, good move around the outside. It's going to make it happen here. Benjamin Zhang with a good turn of speed there on the home straight. Here comes now your 13 and 14-year-olds, our first heat for the group. Three heats will eventually become three finals. There was going to be the major final for the first rider across the line, the middle final for the second rider across, and the minor final for the last rider across. These groups of three. Again, there will be three heats that will eventually become three finals. Got to be first in this group to race for the top three spots in this contest. First up is going to be Keegan Fairbanks, Renna Fuller, and Sarah Lynch. On deck, Heat B is Ryder Carlson, Charlotte Westover, and Luna Mendoza. Keegan's been showing some really good acceleration out of the field this year. This will be a good race for Keegan today. Behind them, see where these two riders end up. Is looks like Fuller's starting to get a little bit ahead of Lynch down the back straight. Good start for Keegan to be able to translate to a win here in this round, and we'll move on to the major final. Lynch still trying to hold on to Fuller's acceleration, making a good race behind us, but here's Keegan for the finish, and it looks like Fuller's going to hold on for second in this group. Heat B's coming up. Carlson, Westover, and Mendoza on deck is Heat C, Wes Hampson, Clark Hoffman, Maya Reddy. After the heats, we're going to be doing some scratch racing for the 10 to 12-year-olds. So the scratch race comes up before the finals. 10 to 12-year-old scratch race on deck here very soon. And off we go for another ride here in this round. It's the 13 to 14-year-olds, the top rider getting invited into the major final round. So here goes, and then three more competitors. Looks like Ryder Carlson getting a nice start here. This has kind of been the deciding factor, has been how fast the riders can get out of turn one. Good start for Carlson here. Behind him looks like Westover Mendoza making a good race as Westover starting to find a little bit of acceleration out of turn four. Should be able to find second across the line. Nice job for our 13, 14-year-olds. Our last heat now in this contest. The last heat coming up. Wes Hampson, Clark Hoffman, Maya Reddy. And off we go with our last three riders here for the 13, 14-year-olds. Looks to be Wes Hampson getting the quick start. One of our Portland riders out in front of Jerry Baker Jr., one of our local competitors. It's been Hoffman and Reddy now there in the back as Hoffman's trying to catch up. Looking like in turn 3 and 4, he might have the catch, so it looks like we're going to change at second place. But at the front, Hampson looking like able to ride away with this one comfortably. And looks like Hoffman at 6:13 makes a good catch there in the turn and will come across the line second. Scratch race to the rail, 10 to 12-year-olds, please. A 10, 12-year-old scratch race to the rail. On deck, 13 and 14-year-old scratch race will be next. And now we go into one of our first mass start races that we'll see today. It is the scratch race, starting things off with the 10 and 12-year-olds. 10 to 12-year-olds in this contest will be going for 5 laps around the track. Last lap, there'll be a 1 to go bell, and first ride across the line will be your winner. This is session 3 of Fred's race. We had racing last night for a lot of our masters in the Kirin. We got to see a lot of Kirin racing yesterday. Some of our older juniors also going out for some elimination racing, some good Madisons to start out the program yesterday. You can go back and rewatch that on our YouTube, of course, JB Velodrome. If you're on YouTube now checking out the racing today, thanks for tuning in and being one of our followers. We appreciate you being here. And for those that made it out to the Velodrome, even a bigger thanks to you all for making your way down to the park. We got Chicks and Fix that's here, that's right behind the grandstands. I gotta say, personal recommendation, that fresh squeezed lemonade is pretty awesome on a hot day like this. Got some good items for you to purchase, and of course the beverage garden is open today. And we'll be open throughout the racing program, so come on in for some Post-Stop Brewing and Locust Ciders serving throughout our racing today. And the sound of the whistle means the racing is underway. We can begin for this 5-lap race around the Velodrome, and the kids are going. This is our youngest group racing today. One of our riders wanting to make this a 5.5 lap race at the blue line, but other than that, everybody's racing a pretty good one here. Falling behind currently Maxim up nice and high. Three to go. Two to go. In case you were wondering, this is not a Kirin. It is a scratch race. It's just so far that Maxim's been doing the role of the pace setter. We'll see how the group chooses to race it here, as they will be getting the encouragement of the bell as we hit the home straight. 1 to go for the juniors, 1 to go. Next up here out of turn 1, it looks like we're having a good acceleration. That's number 630, I believe. Rocco Alexander, the rider in black, makes a nice move out of the field. Still being led by Gavin Fairbanks right now out of the rest of the group. Trying to hold on the acceleration here of some of the bigger juniors, but a good move here down the back straight from Rocco puts him out in front. And of course, the lead rider on this whole ride looking very strong here today. Maxim pulls away nicely. Rocco finds a way around to the front. And it looks like Gavin's going to be able to hold on here nicely. Right behind him, we got that 614 Ben Jang with a good finish. Of course, we're putting our hands together for all the juniors for coming here today. Nice work here in your scratch. Nice job for the 10 to 12-year-olds. Thanks for racing in a fun scratch. Let's bring up our next group to the rail now. The 13, 14-year-olds, please, to the rail. On deck, we're going to go back to the Chariot finals for both groups. So the scratch race here will finish. Then we'll bring up the Chariot final for the 10 to 12-year-olds, followed by the 13 and 14-year-olds. Off for another scratch race, we put up here another 5-lap race for these riders. So we go up to the 13, 14-year-olds now. They'll hear a bell at 1 to go, and we'll find out our front runners on that final lap based on their finishing order. Curling the neutral, start them out of turn 4 with the sound of the whistle from the officials, letting them know that the race has begun. And we'll go for 5 laps. This is Fred's race, our 3rd session in our weekend of racing, and kind of the final bit in our championship month, as we've hosted some championship races for our elite riders throughout our Friday night racing programs in the month of August. We were going to have a weekend event for some elite events, the team sprints, team pursuits, and sprint tournament. That got moved within the context of Fred's race, so actually we'll have a few elites also as part of our program. But this weekend's really heavily focused on our juniors and our masters. So today we start off with our youngest juniors, and they're real focused here, an hour or so of great racing and regional championships for the youngest athletes in our program at the Velodrome. And off they go. The race starts with 5 laps to go. Ryder Carlson sitting down the sprinter's lane, having a conversation there with Keegan Fairbanks on this opening lap as they're getting themselves situated. Predominantly, you're going to see the black, blue with a little bit of red, the colors of the Jerry Baker Juniors team, of course, our local squad with lots of riders. But also, we're joined frequently by the squad there of Ryder Carlson, the rider at the front for Team Epic, East Portland Youth Cycling, a growing squad of great racers out of the Portland area. Have been coming up and racing in our Velodrome a lot here this year, and started seeing a lot of them last year. It's been a great addition to our junior fam here. So we got a couple of those riders in this group. In fact, there's another one of them, number 616 at the front, Wes Hampson. There's Charlotte Westover coming to the front now for the group, followed by Sarah Lynch, 2 of our Jerry Baker Jr. riders leading the pace currently. Ryder and Keegan look like they're racing their own race in there. At the very back, so kind of both of them watching each other a lot here, maybe thinking they've got the best jump in the groups is sort of the race within the race in their mind. The rest of the field sort of playing the pace line at the front. A little opening there, and looks like we'll have a little bit of a move down the middle of the field from Fairbanks as Maya Reddy, number 606, moves up off the lead position. Fairbanks is watching Ryder, and here comes Wes Hampson with his own counterattack, forcing Fairbanks to skip up out of the saddle. Charlotte Westover reacting, knows this is probably a pretty critical moment in the race, so time to get moving. Some good speed here for the juniors at 2 to go, and some fun tactics being pulled out here, as it looks like Hampson thought might be a good opportunity to try to be aggressive against Fairbanks here. Those wheels get a bit close there in turn 1, but we managed that one okay. Up and out of the way, Fairbanks moves, and we've got ourselves a little crowd of 4 as Westover makes the jump very quickly. And the rest of our group sort of sitting back in the middle of the back straight right now. That's Sarah Lynchley in the way for them. Coming through turns 3 and 4, currently being led up by one of our East Portland riders. Coming on the home straight in time for this bell. It's going to be go, go, go here in a second. Hampson on the front. Westover right on Hampson's wheel. Bell's ringing for the rest of these chasing riders as Rocco, the rider in black, trying to bridge this gap in time for the finish. Pardon me, Clark, our other rider in the black that I need to get used to our new names around here. Big jump from Fairbanks, great acceleration. We've seen what he can do out of a field this year a lot. Trying to do it one more time, but not going to be done yet. This is going to be a good race as Ryder is trying to make it tough for him. A good chase by Ryder. It'll be Fairbanks here today out of this scratch. Good top speed. And Charlotte Westover third across the line with a good sprint there. And here comes the finishing effort from our riders. There's a few more coming in. Brenna Fuller with a great finish. Clark, one of our new riders out here, doing a good effort, nearly catching the leaders before the big speed. Brenna Fuller with a great race. Luna Mendoza looking good. Here's Maya Reddy getting their finish as well. Our 13, 14-year-olds, lots of great athletes there, put on a good show and a great race. They'll make their way off on the back straight as we bring up the Chariot finals for the 10 to 12-year-olds. We'll have 2 races. We'll start with the minor final, and then we'll move to the major final. Coming up now, again, our minor final for the Chariots, followed by the major final for the 10 to 12-year-olds. Thanks again for making your way out to the Velodrome. This is Fred's Race, our annual tradition, the regional championships at the track for masters and juniors this year. It's had a couple different formats over the years, but the general spirit has always been try to get a lot of riders up on the podium. We may not have our elites as part of this program, but we still have plenty of juniors and plenty of masters. There will be some elite racing tomorrow for sprints, and team sprint, team pursuit are invited to show up and register for that. So we'll see how that goes on Sunday. In the meantime, we're enjoying the fun here with our youngest competitors here at the Velodrome. This group, the 10 to 12 juniors, are going to be going out for their 1-lap race in the Chariot. Up first, the minor final. We got number 602, Josh Hunter. Number 603, Owen Fuller. Number 604, Cody Chang. And number 611, Hazel Baker. All for the Jerry Baker Juniors team, about ready to start. And riders away in their minor final. That's Fuller that made the nice jump there to start off this group, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, good catch there in turn 3. It's going to be a 2-up sprint for the front of this minor final. Could be a good one here. Come around the corner. We'll see the rider with the longer line. That's a tough one to come around. Can we find it here? It's going to be a good one. Ooh, look at this effort. Oh, wow. Too close for the microphone to make the call. If I had to, if I was being told I must make a decision, I would pick the outside, but it will go to 6:04. Cody in that final sprint officially. Nice good race there for the 10 to 12s in their minor final. Great racing, and now let's get another one up here. The major final. On deck, the minor final for the 13 and 14-year-olds. This group has number 601, Gavin Fairbanks, 605, Maxim Smagley, 614, Benjamin Jang, and there's Rocco, number 630, Rocco Alexander. And this is for top 4 today in the Chariot race. And one quick lap. I'm surprised to see Maxim get out to the front here quickly. Gavin Fairbanks doing a nice bit of acceleration, trying to hold on to the speedster in front of him. Rocker right on Gavin's wheel, see if they can make the way around the right side, able to make the move down the back straight. It's still Maxim on the lead. Rocco's trying to close down that gap quickly. Closing the gap a little bit here, just couldn't quite get on top of it quick enough. Maxim rolls away with this one. Rocco making a good attack there, trying to close down that gap quickly. Not able to get there in time, but still a nice race for him and the rest of our field. They'll exit, and we'll bring on the minor final for the 13 and 14-year-olds, followed by the major final. And up now, your minor final. Meyer ready down the sprinter's lane. Sarah Lynch steering in the middle. Starts to get out in front now as Luna Mendoza, the rider with the orange helmet. Looks like it's starting to make a nice acceleration through turn 2, trying to catch up to Lynch, who's gotten away pretty well here out of the turn and into the back straight. On deck will be the middle final. I did misannounce that, as we do have 3 finals here for this group. So your next group of 3 coming up next, followed by the major final. Sarah Lynch with a nice strong ride here. And Mendoza and Reddy fighting out here at the back. Nice. Let's bring out our middle final now.
Nobody's like you. You are not normal at all. No. I feel like I want to let down my guard and just fall. 'Cause someone was before.
In this group, we're going to see number 201, Charlotte Westover. 211 is Renna Fuller, and Clark Hoffman, number 613. On deck, your major final, our last 3 riders here in the Chariots today. Points race for the 10 to 12-year-olds is coming up quick. 10 to 12-year-olds, do be ready. We've just got 2 Chariot races before you back up. Westover's down in the sprinter's lane. Watching the progress, the rider next door, it looks like Fuller playing sort of a match sprint game here. Not the all-out 400-meter effort. Clark Hoffman's going, what's going on here? Watching from the second position. Don't wait for them to go, just go. That's what I'd say in this situation, but still kind of hesitating here as these two are playing mind games against one another. And here goes Westover now in the short lane, does have the advantage in this matchup, considering the positioning here and the timing of the jump. Is able to put it all together. Nice race for Westover. We'll come across the line first. This will be, again, our final chariot today. This is the major final for our 13 and 14-year-olds. On deck, the 3x4 points race for the 10 to 12-year-olds. Off we go. One more time around the track here in the Chariots. Fairbanks down in the sprinter's lane. The winner of the scratch race. Trying to do it again here in the quick Chariot. Next closest rider is Wes Hampson, who's left a bit of a gap here, trying to get back up there as Ryder Carlson's also trying to accelerate side by side. But Fairbanks, good in these situations, will do another really good sprint here. Nice strong finish there for number 444. And great racing for all of our Chariot racers today. The Chariot's all wrapped up. We're going to bring the 10 to 12-year-olds up for their points race, please. 10 to 12-year-olds in the points race to the rail. Looks like we might have a broken spoke on a wheel, so we're going to go do a quick change out on one of our wheels before forcing this ride to start. So the juniors that are up here are allowed to sit and chill for a moment, or they can roll around a little bit and come back to the rail, but it'll be just a moment to get the new wheel on there. So we'll be in a holding pattern. Good chance for us to grab our breath here. I got to recommend again, really good fresh squeezed lemonade available back there at the food truck here today. I got some lumpia, some good chicken. Good. What's that? I'm not sure about cost effective. It is delicious, and it's warm, and it was very satisfying. Yeah, the right amount of sweet and sour, you know, with real lemon chunks in there. Like, you could tell they made it fresh. Like, it is good. Also, to help you cool your tongue, to help you with our warm afternoon here, Postdoc Brewing and Locust Cider, still pouring, of course, over in the beverage garden into our beautiful Stanley Cups. They'll be open throughout the racing program here today, so anytime you want to come over and join us for that. And more racing, of course, to come today. After we get through our junior racing for our 10 to 14-year-olds, there will be a podium presentation. We would like to start our second session with the Masters and some of our other riders here today at 6 p.m. In the interim, we'll just do a quick podium for all of our 10 through 14-year-old juniors for their racing today. The rest of the evening program has Masters racing in the Kirin. We have the Masters and junior women in a Kirin final. Our 15 through 18-year-old junior men in a Kirin final as well. And then points racing for our Masters. Looks like the local parking enforcement is out and about. Your reminder that when you park in Marymoor Park, King County Parks requiring a $1 parking pass to park on any parking spot. That includes the big cement lot behind us, even though it's not lined as a parking lot. So do pick up that $1 parking pass at the nearest kiosk out by the biggest bathroom there. It's just past the Velodrome out behind the building. A little bit of a walk from here. Put that on the dashboard and avoid a $35 fine. Yeah, if you're a frequent flyer here at the Velodrome, there's no reason not to pick up the parking pass too, for especially next season. I didn't know how much it was, so I had to ask. But apparently it's around 30 some bucks for just 3 months of parking. It's a pretty decent deal if you come to the park a lot. So another good way to support King County Parks. They are our partner here and have been for a very long time. So support the park, make sure you pay your part. The 10 to 12-year-olds now in their neutral are racing a 3x4 points race. 12 laps in total, 3 times to sprint, separated by 4 laps each. So we'll give riders at the front points. The first rider across gets 5, second rider gets 3, third rider gets 2, and the fourth rider gets 1. 5, 3, 2, and 1 at the front on those sprint laps. Double it up on the final lap, so don't forget 10, 6, 4, and 2 at the end. Right at the most number of points will be our winner today out of the field. They'll start in turn 4 as long as they're all together from the sound of the whistle. On deck, your next group, the 13 and 14-year-old juniors for their points race coming up after this. Racing underway. 12 to go. track is shorter at the black line. Yeah, some of them got the note. I was just giving out a random unassociated fact. You know, it's just kind of like my little corner of wisdom over here. Not a commentary on the racing action, I promise. And here we go. We got two lines coming up onto the home straight now. They will be getting a bell next time around for their first points. Kind of bunching up a little bit here before the big sprint. He hears me. Gavin's giving me lip right back. I appreciate that. Yeah. Basically saying it may be shorter at the black line, but it's faster right now at the blue line. Yep. Okay. That's true. I feel you. All right. Our rider's moving down into the short lane now. Let's see how this one plays out. Again, we've got 3 chances for points. This will be our first one coming up. Points next time. First 4 riders get points. Maxim accelerating off the front a little bit here. Fairbanks doing a good job holding on to the acceleration currently. Next up, it looks like that's Rocco staying with the move here. Oh, Rocco will take in that spot that Gavin had to give up on. He pulls up and finds another wheel, but here comes Maxim for the first 5. Your leader after 1. Rocco, it'll be the jump for little Fairbanks. Nice move there. So it'll be 3 points for Fairbanks, 2 for Rocco, and I think that was, I believe 614 got the 1 point there. And that's Benjamin Zhang. So actually it was Cody that got the 1 point there as our last rider to get points on the first sprint. There's your leader, number 605 with 5 points, trying to roll away with this thing a bit. This group of 4, your other riders with points are in this group. The rider currently in second is the rider sitting in second wheel in that group of 3, almost 4 riders just coming out of turn 2. Trying to catch on to Maxim. Rocco doing a good job here closing down that gap that they lost to him earlier. Starting to bring some riders back up again. Maxim Smeagol, the leader with 5. Looks like Gavin Fairbanks, our rider, in second with 3. Rocco Alexander, number 630, the rider in black at the front of that field, chasing down the leader right now, has 2 points, currently good for third. And 604, that's going to be Cody Chang, has 1 point, good for fourth. Everybody else with 0. At 6 to go, you're going to get bell next time around. So bell next time. Maybe setting up a catch here. That little tiny gap, it's just so hard to close down. Fairbanks does his part to try to bring this back together a little bit. Rocco Alexander back on the front, just trying to hold on. Your second sprint now engaged for the second set of points. Maxim still on the front, and he really accelerates after a little bit of rest off the front. Ben trying to catch back up to that lead field. So your leader now in turn 3, looking on pace to pick up 5 more and make his total up to 10. Five more for Maxim. And the sprint for 3. Oh, Rocco will be hold on this time. Cody comes up for 2 this time, and Gavin finds 1 point there. So they'll flip-flop, I think, a little bit there in the orders. We'll see what the points look like here in a moment. And officially, I have your leader at 10. That's number 605. In second place, Rocco's got 5, I believe. Gavin with 4 and Cody with 3. That'll go second, third, and fourth in that order. Looks like the officials on the same page, so it looks like we're on track right now. And looking at our field here, 3 to go. Tough racing here for the youngsters. A nice long race and good speed from them. So they're showing the grit. They're showing the pain right now. It's a longer one, but it's getting close. They're almost there. Maxim seeing 2 to go. He's half a lap up from this field, just showing again, he's a big, strong junior. He's been doing good work here this season. And so has the riders in this group that's coming onto the home straight. Currently kind of rotating around a lot as they're definitely showing some wear from this long race. They're seeing 2 to go as well. Endurance playing a big role in this points race here today for these young riders. Here's your leader getting the belt. Rock on their last lap. Nice job here today on his way to victory. It's just 1 point separating the riders in second, third, and fourth. Excuse me, 2 points total. Rocco with 5, Gavin with 4, and Cody with 3 means that the race for second is still wide open. So this group of 4 coming onto the home straight now. Currently, looks like with the bell ringing, we've got number 614 without points yet. The rider on the front actually trying to lead this thing. That's Benjamin leading the sprint. We're clapping right now for Maxim, who's getting their finish. Nice job, another 10 points. Those riders are, I believe, caught. I don't know. Down the back straight, though, we've got a good sprint. Again, this for second. Looks like Gavin's found the acceleration needed again. Rocco's trying to hold on. They got one more big effort here. Can they do it? Oh, that's right. Putting our hands together for all of our riders finishing up. Here they come onto the home straight. This is for second place. Oh, Rocco finds just enough to come back up again. Nice effort here for all of our riders. Few more still on the track. They didn't quite get caught before they got to the line. It's fair. It was close. Nice job here for all of our 10 to 12-year-old juniors. They're all done in this session. Great racing today. That was a hard race here on a warm Saturday afternoon coming into the evening now. Trying to bring up our last group here for the junior event for the 10 to 14-year-olds. This is the 13 and 14-year-old field for their 16-lap 4x4 points race. After this, we'll try to get into podium presentations, and then we have to get started with that second session to start no earlier than 6. Looks like we'll be starting a little later than that, but we will get to that next racing as soon as we can. Definitely won't be a 6 o'clock start or anywhere close. We will give some open track time in between. At minimum, I've been told 10 minutes of open track time for riders in the second session will be granted. Here comes your last young junior group. It's the 13, 14-year-olds in the points race. And off we go. 16 on the cards, and we've got our 4x4 points race. First bell at 13 to go. Rules just the same as you just saw from the younger junior group. Charlotte Westover on the front, number 201. Bell's ringing for our first points. 13 to go. Next time around, first 4 riders will find points. And you can see on the front now, Sarah Lynch, or with that white bike, kind of sitting on the front of the group right now. And the second line above the field, down the sprinters lane, you've got Keegan Fairbanks trying to line things up alongside Ryder Carlson trying to follow the wheel. Fuller also pulling up into that second group. Westover's trying to find a way to get up and out right now. There's just not a lot of room to maneuver, as Fairbanks has been sitting up above the field this whole time. Here comes Fairbanks and Carlson to attack. 5 for Fairbanks, 3 for Carlson, 2 for Westover, and 1 for Fuller. I think I heard Carlson say, roll it. He wants to go. So he's trying to get his closest competition to go away as a temporary teammate. Might as well go fast. So here goes Carlson and Fairbanks on their move. And Westover, the rider with the orange bike there in between the chasing riders in our lead 2, trying to hold on to this great acceleration. Here comes your 2 leaders onto the home straight. Carlson and Fairbanks. Rider 444 is your leader with 5 points. Here's your leaders on the home straight again. Westover just barely off the pace, doing a good job coming back up here to these 2 riders. It might almost be a group of 3 now. It's good effort by Westover to complete that bridging effort. The next group of riders that are still on the same lap are just now hitting turn 1. That's Hampson and Fuller working together. Most of the other riders there that they're coming around, you see these lone riders, they've been lapped by the group. So either they have or they shortly will be scored down the lap as the riders are coming through and around them. On turn 4 now, we see our lead group of 3, pardon me. That's our front of the race. And they're all together on the same lap, getting the bell at 9 to go. Good identification there by Carlson to say, I think we got some pretty fast riders. Let's see if the 2 of us can go. So both Fairbanks and Carlson make a nice move there. Westover identifying this is the race, this is the move. I need to get up there as fast as I can, and makes a really good effort to close down, and that's how we found ourselves where we are now. That acceleration from Carlson and Fairbanks was just too much for the rest of the riders, so they had to let it go. Impressed to see how quickly Westover was able to close that gap down. And here now the sprint from Fairbanks will find another 5 and holds on to the lead. Carlson will find 3, and here's Westover for 2. There's still a rider finding 1 coming onto the home straight now. Looks like Renna Fuller trying to pull away a little bit here. Fuller for 1. And the 2 leaders sitting back up again, recovering after the big sprint, gives Westover, again, a good opportunity to get right back up to this. So here our lead group of 3 coming onto the home straight, staring down the back of a group that they will likely eventually be catching here. Seeing 7 to go. Bell at 5. Bell at 5. This group of what looks to be 5 riders coming together here on the home straight. That's 3 riders on the lead lap, 2 that have been lapped. They're joining back in, but you have your leaders right here coming across the line now at 6 to go. There's Fairbanks 444, our race leader right now with 10 after 2 sprints. A few wheels back is Ryder, our rider in second with 6 total. Charlotte sitting 3rd overall, the rider in that orange bike, now sitting on the front of the field on the back straight. Everyone else is somewhere behind this group of 5 on the track. Again, 2 riders in that group did get lapped, but they're still up basically in the lead group at this point. This will be a bell lap for the juniors. We're going to be getting bell for the leaders here. 5 to go. Points next time around. That's Luna Mendoza coming back into the race after the leaders found her. And making this group of 5 the front of the race right now. Mendoza, the rider, now coming up out of the way for Carlson. As I believe those riders were scored down the lap, that means all of the points in this sprint will go to these front 5. 4 of the 5 riders. Another big jump here for these 2 have been battling out today. Fairbanks just showing really good top speed here. Able to pull up another one. 5 for him. Ryder with 3. Charlotte with 2. And Sarah Lynch gets 1 more. After this, podiums and a guaranteed 10-minute open track time for the rest of our athletes to get ready for the remainder of the program. So not too far out here. We only have 1 sprint remaining. As Renna Fuller, number 211, comes across the line while we look back at turns 3 and 4 where the front of the race is. They're almost onto the home straight with the rest of these riders. So here we go as they're seeing 3 to go for the leaders. The chasing riders would have seen 4 to go. At one point that Renna Fuller found earlier, I think is going to give her the advantage in the race for 4th overall here in this points race. Since really it's just 3 riders that made it around and have stuck out this getting lapped problem that some of these very strong juniors have created for the field. Seeing 2 to go. That's what I thought. And our bell's ringing. Westover trying to pull away from the two, sprint against each other. This is a good opportunity for Westover. It's the catch now starting to come from both Fairbanks and Carlson. They'll start in heavily here into turn one. It's one to go for everybody. Ding, ding, ding. One to go, one to go. Ding, ding, ding. One to go. One more lap for the juniors here. It's going to be another long lap here for Renna Fuller, but it's important to point out that she never got caught by the leaders. She's got one to go. Won't be getting points, but I think she's going to end up at fourth overall for a really good ride here for Fuller. And here comes Westover to win the sprint for 10 here at the end. Nice race for her. Fairbanks picks up 6. Will be your winner here today. 4 more for Carlson in a great sprint. Everybody finishing up on this lap. Great job here for the juniors, making their way around. I see some very new faces joining us for Fred's race. Great stuff to see. Oh, good sprint there between Lynch and Mendoza. Always good to see it. And like I said, a couple more finishers here. Maya Reddy coming on the home straight. Congratulations again. Thanks for joining us. Good racing. And again, it's like the longest lap here for the rider and kind of one of the best positions here. A good race for Fuller, who stays away from the leaders all by herself. Great racing there for Renna. Everybody will exit on the back straight. The track is now open, minimum of 10 minutes. Please be aware of athletes warming up on the racing surface as you cross. Please look to your left if entering into the Velodrome, to your right as exiting, to be double sure you're not walking in any traffic. Riders, the track is now open for you for a warm-up. We will take at minimum a 10-minute break from the announcing here. We are going to be doing some podiums on the infield. We'll check on what that looks like here in just a moment. Riders, track is open for you for a minimum of 10 minutes. Once again, thank you for joining us. This is the third session of Fred's race. We have some riders warming up right now since we are in between our 10 to 14-year-old juniors completing their mini session here during Fred's race. We're going to be congratulating and championing some of these riders here in a bit up on our podiums as soon as our omniums are completed and posted. We'll be jumping right back into the racing action soon. If you're on the stream, you might see the schedule up there. That's just looking like what we can look forward to after we get through these podiums. You can see the rest of our schedule there. Food truck's still here, the beverage garden open. Good racing up ahead for us. You can stick around with us and enjoy a little bit more track racing here today. Won't be a terribly long program. We don't have a lot of races left to host, but we hope you can stick around for a few and enjoy the fun. We'll be back with you here as soon as the podium announcements are prepared. I'll announce those riders. Track is open for our athletes to warm up. All right, your 10 to 12-year-old boys are up here on the podium. It looks like we have in third place Gavin Fairbanks, in second Rock Alexander, and on top is Maxim Smeagol, our 3 riders on the top. Congratulations for your racing today. Well, I don't have a list tomorrow, so I'm doing my best. Your top 3 here for our junior boys, 13 through 14-year-old competitors. In third place today, Wes Hampson. In second, Ryder Carlson. And your champion for the J. Baker Juniors, Keegan Fairbanks. Your top 3. Come on down, Ryder. Let's go. Where are you guys at? And our top 3 here for our junior women, our 13 to 14-year-old. In third, Sarah Lynch. In second place, Brenna Fuller. And for the J. Baker Juniors, your champion is Charlotte Westover. More great racing here in a bit. We're going to be doing a few more championship races here during Fred's race. We have Masters racing coming up. We've got some keirins to do for a few of our groups. Tomorrow we'll be trying to wrap up Fred's race if the smoke levels can hold off just a little bit longer. It's always tough here in the month of August to know. It's the other enemy of good racing outside, of course. Next week we kind of wrap up truly the month of championship racing. This is kind of the pinnacle weekend for us, but we have one more Friday night where we'll have some championship racing. If you like IO racing, the International Omnium, that'll be a fun one a week from yesterday, next Friday, which will sort of be the finale in a way for this season as well. We do have an end of year party that we've put out some information about on the 8th for members of our community who want to come out and celebrate the year and also watch us celebrate our Riders of the Year and have a little bit of fun wrapping up the season. Championship month continuing here in this third session of Fred's race with one more great week of racing left. Next Friday night should be a good one as well. We've got more racing tomorrow. Our last session, Sunday racing, is hopeful. Again, we're keeping our eyes on the weather situation right now with air quality indexes moving in the wrong direction. We'll let folks know. Always good to check JB Velodrome, our socials. Until you hear from us, assume it's happening. All right, and welcome back here. We are getting started with our second session of this session. We have kind of a subgrouping here after a short break. And this is now going to be our Masters and Junior Women in the Kirin Finals. We'd like to find those riders over in the ready area. Bring a holder, as we are going to be starting these riders up on the track. So Kirin riders come on over for the Masters and Junior Women Kirin Finals. Our Open Women Masters and Junior Kirin Finals include 4 riders getting set to start here in a bit. We'll get our riders all set to start onto the track. We're going to be immediately following these riders with the Junior Men AB Kirin Finals. That's our 15 to 18-year-olds essentially in that Junior Men group. And after that, we got some points racing to run for the Masters. That's going to be coming up after that. 4 points races during this program before we have some podium to the end, although might be a slight reconfiguration happening due to registration numbers. What I can give you, though, for sure, is we got 4 riders set to start here in just a moment for this first Kirin Final. On deck, the Junior Men for their Kirin Final will be coming up quickly. Pace is on its way. Now on the home straight. Riders ready. That'll be Sarah Lynch, number 210, taking the pacer first. Daniel Scoville, number 1, will fall in right behind. 4 laps around the track, behind the pacer for 2.5. We're ready in the ready area for the Junior Men in their Kirin Final. Please come over to the ready area to draw for your position. On deck, Masters 50 plus 5x5. The full lap with the pacer now. Behind Scoville, that's Fuller, the rider in the white helmet. Hillary Luther, our Portland rider, is 4th in the lineup. Looks like Ruth Tomko is taking up position 5 in the formation here. And at the back, and we got Charlotte Westover quick face here behind the e-bike as we get up to top speed. Luther feeling it's time to go ahead and go here. This highly junior group. Luther's been a very speedy rider in our region here for this last month. Has been doing a great job coming up here to the Velodrome and trying to put up another effort here today. Getting 1 to go. The bell's ringing. 1 to go. 1 to go. Luther on the front for this one. Tomko glued onto the wheel, as is Scoville. A nice lineup here in our Kirin. Good strong lineup down the back straight here. The juniors might just be waiting to jump over Luther. Hard to come around her. She's a strong athlete, but Scoville's got great turn of speed. Going to try to make a run at it and see what she can do. Some good damage here in turn 3. Can she keep on the initiative and keep moving up? Good momentum into turn 4, trying to carry this attack all the way to the line. Looks like Scoville should find this one. Number 1, first across the line. Luther leads it out, finds second overall. Tomko holds on for a good 3rd place. Kirin final for our junior men. Now coming on to the track on deck, our 5x5 points race I have for the Masters 50 Plus, I believe. That's our next race. Holders, we need a few more. Get some help here for the starters, please. A few more holders needed. Thank you. Pacer's on its way. Pacer's on the home straight. Riders ready. Gallagher drew lane 1, so he's going to come up to the Pacer first. That's going to be the double gun to reset and restart for not getting in the lineup in the order. We're going to have to try that one again. Relegated and removed from the contest will be rider 340. As per the rules for not falling into the order as drawn. So 340 will sit out on the race. We'll restart it without him in the grouping. Every other rider, please come up to the line for your start. Our restart underway now. So again, the order here was lane 1 for Gallagher, so that'll be the rider comes up to the bike, the rider with the red helmet. Joe Sprenger sitting right behind him. We've got a group of what is now 6 competitors going out here for this Kirin final. First rider across the line after 4 completed laps will be your champ out of the group. The second rider, again, the rider in green, is Joe Sprang right behind him for East Portland Youth Cycling. That's Plush Moriki, number 469. We've also got teammates for him in this group. The 2 at the back there. The last rider in the group, Gavin Newman. Right in front of him is Jack Hampson. Also in the group is Tom Herrick, number 413 for the Jerry Baker Juniors. And here as the pacer pulls off, no surprise to see Gallagher get out of the saddle and try to open things up as fast as he can. He thinks he has a good spot here and maybe could create a gap. He does so quickly. Bell's ringing, 1 to go. Merrick's putting in a great dig here. Herrick trying to recover on the lost distance here. 413 goes down to the sprinter's lane. Going up high, looks like Hampson wants to take the lane at the blue line instead. And Newman will fall in right behind him, trying to pursue on Gallagher, who's pulled away quickly. Great turn for Gallagher as the pacer went away. A good 500 meters of speed there for the Jerry Baker Jr. And a good sprint here for the Portland Youth Riders. Looks like Newman has just enough to come ahead. And our riders will exit on the back straight. Masters 50+ points race to the rail, please. It's a 5x5 points race. Rules we saw from earlier with the junior racers will carry on to this one. It's a race at the front. During those sprint laps, the first 4 riders get points. First rider gets 5, second rider gets 3, third rider will get 2, and the fourth rider will get 1. In the 5x5, there's 5 chances to sprint every 5 laps. First bell at 21 to go once the racing gets started. .6 time around, 21 to go. Mike Robson, number 132 on the lead of it. Jamie Park right behind him. And there's Andrew Lynch, rider in blue. Some riders making a special trip here for Fred's race. In fact, those 2 riders in the back of the group of that 5, not regular names we'll see here on a Friday night, but this rider going off the front, certainly a weekly force here for the Gene Johnson cycling team. Andrew Lynch frequently throwing down here at the Velodrome every week. Gets a good sprint in here, and the sprint for second across the line is good there. Robson should find it, number 132, second across the line. And it's Leon's number 354 picking up a single point in that one. Seeing 19 to go now. Your leader after the first sprint is number 152 with 5 points. That's the rider in blue, Lynch. In second, 132, the rider with that big white helmet with 3 points, Mike Robson. Right behind him, Jamie Park with 2 points, the rider in pink, number 320. And Leon's the rider just off the back of that group of 3. He's about to come into turn 3, overtaking one of our riders. That's Leon's in fourth with 1 point. One points next time. Your leader sandwiched in between the competition right now, the rider in blue. Good sprint here between Lynch and Robson, but Robson starting to get the better of this one, trying to come over the top above the red line. Park holding on behind, but it's going to be Robson. Looks like finding a little bit of edge in this sprint. Robson for 5 this time, Lynch for 3, Park for 2. I believe 346 had been lapped, which means that he would have picked up the single point there. 12 to go. Bell next time around. Oh, 11 to go. Points next time. Park on the attack here, trying to find a way to beat these two as he's not being able to find the line first. So a bit of an early jump might be able to change up the order here. Robson trying to close down the gap now down the back straight. Robson starting to make the catch here. Will it be enough? Oh, Robson looks to find 5. 3 for Park and 2 for Lynch this time. It should be a single point there for Leon's again, which I think brings him up to 2. Good currently for 4th. Your leader with 10 is Robson. Barely able to get back up on that last sprint. He makes it happen. So 2 in a row for 10 points now. That puts Park and Mike Robson, sorry for the missed call there. Your leader, number 132 with 13. Lynch, number 152 with 10 in second. And with 7, number 320 is Park. Leons did actually get a previous point, bringing it up to a total of 3 for him and good for 4th. Bell next time around for the leaders. Showing 6 to go. This will be a bell at for the leaders coming on to the home straight now. We'll be fighting over points. It's Jamie Park at the front of this thing, the rider in pink, waiting for either Lynch or Robson to try to engage this sprint again. Robson runs it down the hill before Park can realize. A good run at the lane there for Robson, who gets it up to speed. In turn 3, Lynch was watching his wheel, though. He's able to hold on to the acceleration. Let's see if Gene Johnson come up around the right side here for this one, or if it's going to be Robson holding on for 5. Whoa. Good sprint here. Wow. I think Robson might have got that one unofficially on the inside. It was darn close. Park will come across for 2. That's 3, 4, 6. Our next rider across the line should get a single point there. The official call goes the way of Lynch. 152 gets the 5 points. So Lynch winning that previous sprint over Robson. Good sprint between the two of them. They're going to try and rest up there in turn 1. gives the points totals for Mike Robson now leading by only 1 point with 16. Andrew Lynch in second with 15. Jamie Park back there now with 9 in third place. So starting to fall off a little off the two leaders. Leon still with 3 points, currently in fourth. Leader seeing 3 to go. And just 1 point separating Robson and Lynch after that last sprint. So this one's coming right down to it. At 3 to go. The final sprint will be very important here. Looks like Park trying to burn another match here and see if he can drop these two riders, but they actually counter with their own acceleration as Lynch catches. They both come over the top and try to leave Park behind. Quick reset here, 2 to go. Bell next time. Looks like the donut truck has rolled up just in time for the finish here. So if you want something sweet to help you celebrate the finale of this points race, the donut truck is here. 1 to go. Our final sprint here at the top of this race, not yet settled. Robson and Lynch looking at each other very closely. Whoever wins this sprint will be your winner here today between these two riders at the front of this group coming into turn 1 now. Park doing exactly what we should do in this situation. We're going to go ahead and make the move away from those two. He knows that he's back a bit. And even if he wins this sprint, there's not many scenarios in which he's going to change up the finishing order here. Let's see how this plays out, though. It looks like Park's on way to get the 10. And Robson will be beating Lynch. So it looks like at least between those two. So let's see. Park with 10 on the final sprint brings him up to 19. Robson gets 6. That's good for 22, though. Get this, though. Lynch gets 4, bringing him up to 19 as well. That should be a tie break that goes the way of Park for winning in that sprint. So Lynch actually bumped all the way down for 3rd for losing that sprint. I believe. My results, of course, unofficial. That's a nice finish there for the Masters. Our riders making their way off on the back straight. And that looks like the last of our group. Let's bring up our next group now to the rail for the points race, please. This is our 35 through 49 Masters competitors for a 6x5 points race coming now up to the rail. This is our Masters 35 through 49 category in a points race. Same rules we just saw. This time we're going to ask them to go around for a 6x5 and a 30-lap race. Get them started out of turn 4 if they're all still together. This is nearing the end of our 3rd session of Fred's race. Part of the championship month here at the Velodrome. The month of August has been full of championship races where we are crowning riders at the top of a race with a jersey and saying congratulations for being our champion here in 2023. Yesterday and today, really focusing on the juniors and masters fields. Our next one coming up here, this points race, about ready to start, and then we'll get them going on this 30-lap race around the Velodrome A 6x5, now just getting started. First bell at 26 to go. Trying to get ahead of the bell here. Looks like two of our riders looking at this as a good moment as the rest of the field swinging high. That's Nolan Adams, 111. He's got Kit Colbert trying to work with him there, number 324. Seeing what they can do here early on in this race, trying to open up some kind of a gap. Westover right behind him, trying to close it down pretty quickly. May not form in anything here significant before the bell, as it looks like the gap's starting to close now. Both riders moving up and allowing this thing to reset as they did not get the distance they're looking for. And at 26 to go, the bell will be ringing. 0.6 time around. Good speed here in the sprint, being led by Andy Baker currently. Here comes Andrew Martin for 10-speed hero, making a nice run at it for 5. Baker holds on for 3 points this time, while Nolan Adams looks to get 2. I'll get the confirmation for the single point here shortly. Nice opening sprint there, your early leader, Andrew Martin, number 135 from the 10-speed hero team. It'll be Ben Flom scored for the single point after that last sprint. Again, number 126 confirmed as getting 1 point on that lap. Next bell, 21. Confirming again, it's Andrew Martin lead with 5, Baker in second with 3, Adams in third with 2, Flom in fourth with 1. They just saw 23 to go. Not allowing too much rest here. Ben Flom now on the move. Grinsel and the rest of the group trying to hold on here. He pulls up and lets things come underneath him as Westover will be the next one to take over at the lead spot. 0.6 time on the front. The group kind of falling around number 139 right now. One of the riders without any points. That's Colin Gibson. Now underneath, Westover starts to edge forward again down the sprinter's lane, but Flom looks like he's going to try and dance up and around him. He goes down the back straight. Quick dive in and out by the rider in orange and blue. Here comes Baker again, one of our riders with points trying to get up there. Adams also thinks he can get in here. He's got to pump his way up a little bit there. A little bit of a push up and out. He'll find the room he needs. Adams will win this sprint. Martin flying in for 3, though. Baker 2, Flom 1 again. It's the same 4 riders. Quite a different order this time. Setting up for a pretty good race here today as Andrew Martin ends up, after that sprint, getting 8 points now for Martin, your leader. Adams, after winning that sprint, now has 7, 1 back from the leader. Baker with 5, 3 back from the leader. And in 4th is Flom with 2. Everybody else looking for their first points. Here comes the break now from 2 very strong riders in this group. One looking for his first points, Colin Gibson, 139, the rider of the white jersey, kind of the neon colors on the helmet. He's following Andrew Martin, who is one of our riders with plenty of points already, your current leader with 8. This could be a potentially good duo here. Gibson good at these longer efforts if he can get into a good zone, and having a partner means he doesn't have to do it all by himself. We're a good distance away from the bell. This is a good time to try to get away a little bit. Let's see if this pays off for these 2 strong athletes here at this stage of the race. Looks like Martin, who's been working pretty hard in these sprints, not really able to do much of the pulling right now. So he actually follows the wheel of Gibson, and he was trying to show it's your turn. And by Martin following the wheel, he's saying, I don't got it right now, man. I've been working hard. If we're going to be out here, it's going to be a lot of your work. So Gibson does a little bit of a longer pull there. So that's certainly important there. I think the field kind of watching that and thinking maybe this won't get going too far away. We'll see how this plays out. It is the bell already, so these 2 are in position to maybe collect on this. Gibson's certainly hoping for something here, as he is not able to find anything yet out of this field. Snoblin doing quite a bit of work there for Airtech Racing to bring this a bit closer. Now Baker's starting to get a bit on the back straight, honing in on these 2 leaders. Not a full out sprint just yet. They're kind of slowly working their way up to speed here, but it looks like Gibson should have enough in his current tempo to hold on for the 5. Andrew Martin recognizing this is not my 5 points to get. Baker for 2. Snoblin flying in for his first point. That's number 347. Getting up on the leaderboards a bit. But Martin being off the front gets 3, brings his total up to 11. Your leader stays in the lead. Baker trying to get a bit close to the rider. Previously in 3rd. Comes in for 2 more points. Should now have 7 after that last sprint. Trying to keep it close here at the top of this race. We'll get the points totals here in just a moment. It looks like your leader again to confirm. Andrew Martin with 11 after that last sprint. 2 riders with 7 is both Adams and Baker, tied for 2nd now. Colin Gibson winning the previous sprint, bounces all the way up to 4th place with 5. Flom with 2 points in 5th place, and in 6th, Snoblin with 1. And Gibson's not done yet. This is exactly the kind of effort Gibson wants to try to put on display here. So just another break for him. Nobody's on the wheel this time, so he knows it's just all on his own. It's nice and simple this way, but certainly also very difficult. Got to put out a good amount of effort here to try to stay away from this field who's pursuing. But he's opened up a good gap here as they're trying to rest after the previous sprint. That's exactly when these riders will take advantage. Gibson trying to win another 5 in this next sprint. He's got to keep on it, seeing 12 to go. Put on a good display here of his advantage in the endurance element. Not oftentimes, not every Friday night do we see riders come out here and have such a different strength level between top speed and endurance and see these kind of endurance riders get away. But we know Gibson, when he shows up, that's his way to try to win. Really apply this in really heavy doses. Challenging this field to organize and chase him down, and they have not yet found their tempo. They're letting this gap open up a little bit here, so Gibson should feel pretty good about these 5 points. He's on track for 5 next lap. No questions asked at 11 to go. Field's still sitting at the blue line as they come onto the home straight. They get the bell with Westover on the lead, kind of looking left and right, waiting for someone to get moving here. The race is getting away from them, but Westover's not going to be the one to start getting after this right now. Maybe one of the riders like Martin or Flom is going to have to go down that sprinter's lane and start picking up the pace. Your leader coming onto the home straight will be getting their 5 points. This is Andrew Martin, almost a half lap up. Pardon me, Colin Gibson. Not your leader in points yet, but will be soon if he keeps on this pace. Now has 10. Back to the field, looks like that will be the rider I was talking about, Andrew Martin, who made the move out of the field to find 3. Grinsel with his first points, 181 gets 2, and I believe that's Baker for 1 point there. Your leader should still be in the lead. He had 11 before, got 3 more in that sprint, brings him to 14. Who is in second now, though, is this rider off the front. Gibson, who's just now coming to the home straight, has 10. Should move all the way up into second place now. I believe Baker will end up being back in fourth, third place or so with 9. We'll take a look at the points officially now. Martin, your leader, 14 in the lead. Gibson in second with 10. Baker, pardon the call, is in third with 8 points. Nolan Adams, 1 point back, is in fourth with 7. 2 riders with 2 apiece, Flom and Grinsel. Snoblin has 1. Impressive effort here for Gibson, who's just going to stay in this zone for the rest of the race. He's not even looking back, doesn't care where that field is, doesn't need to know. The race in the field is going to very quickly become a race for second place, which is still a good race here, although Andrew Martin has a pretty good head start in the rest of this group back here. Baker and Adams, currently the riders in third and fourth with 8 and 7 points. They're trailing a fair amount behind your current leader, Andrew Martin, who has 14. In fact, as we look at Gibson come across the line halfway up the track again from the rest of the field, look who's pulled out of this group and is trying to break away. Andrew Martin making his own break, saying, I don't know. I don't want this race to roll away from me too much. I'm going to go away on this as well. So a nice solo break race all over the place here in this points race. Andrew Martin in his zone now too. 7 to go. Bell will ring at 6 to go. And here's the field, just letting Martin kind of get away from him, not ready to chase. They're just now coming across the finish line here. So it's really opened up here as the track is. We've got a solo break in 2 places now. Bell's ringing for Gibson, who's got 5 points lined up next time around. Good move out of the field here, actually. If we look at Nolan Adams starting to move down the back straight, trying to pull away from this group a little bit. Andy Baker also following, and they both move to the rail. Martin gets the bell. He's on track and on pace to find 3 points next time around. Here comes Snoblin out of the group trying to make something happen. The field's still challenging for points right now. Snoblin right now would get 2 if he can stay away from the chasing riders. Flom and Grinsel are trying to hold on. Here comes your rider for 5. We got stuff going all over the track here. Gibson coming across the line right now gets 5 more. That's 15 for the rider in white. Just going to continue on this pace and should be your winner by the end of it and keep doing this. Martin away from the field will get 3. Still will be your leader after this one. He'll have 17 points. Gibson now with 15 points. And Grinsel challenging Flom here. Does find 2 more for himself. Flom gets 1. Everybody else is behind these riders, kind of pulled apart here. Gibson's almost to the back end of the field. We're looking right now at him starting to close in on it in turn 3. Not really needing to go catch them anytime soon. This is kind of the middle of the race. It just went across the finish line. You're seeing the back of the race coming on the home straight, and there's the front now just right behind them. Saw 3 to go. This group coming on the home straight is being called the field, I believe, in our current designation. They're kind of the middle of the race right now. We got a trailing group behind them. Seeing 3 to go. Your leader seeing 2 to go. That's Gibson, just still on this solo break right now, just continuing to be well away from the rest of the riders. He doesn't have to try to go catch to win this race. He'll pick up the final 10 and should be your winner if he just stays right where he is. Could catch also, get the plus 20, and that would settle it as well. He'll be getting the bell this next time around. The field seeing 2 to go, as well as the chasing group behind him. These riders all seeing 2 to go. Bell next lap for the field and the pursuing riders. Here comes your eventual victor, your leader in the race right now. Not yet in points, but he will be soon. 1 to go, Gibson. 1 more lap to go. Number 139 on pace to get the final 10 and be your winner here today. By actually considering this big move here, Martin's made it a good race. It's not going to be by the largest of margins, despite the fact this has been a very long solo break here for Colin Gibson. Here comes the field and the rest of the chasers. They're all getting the bell now. And here you are. You have your champ here for the overall race here today as well in his category. Will certainly be on top of the podium today. Nice race for Gibson. All of these races are finishing up on this lap. The rider who will eventually be, I believe, second overall in the contest, Andrew Martin, with a great race today. Good speed out of the field, a couple solo break moves for him. He comes out for 6 points on this last sprint. Flom with a good effort gets 4. Andy Baker, I think, will be the rider to get 2 there, if I'm not mistaken. Riders exit on the back straight. Your next group is set to start, and it looks like the athletes are clear. We are inviting the Masters and Junior women up for their points race to the rail now. Another points race for us here today. In fact, that's right. That's all we got left in our schedule. We've got 2 more, it looks like here. This one, and on deck is the junior 15 through 18-year-old boys, our AB juniors. 4 points races on deck. That'll be our last race of this fantastic program here. Our big championship weekend for juniors and masters, the 3rd session of Fred's race, in remembrance of our good friend Fred C. Rayberger, also known in its full name, the Fred C. Rayberger Memorial Regional Championship at the track. Has been going on here for the past decade or so in remembrance of Fred, who was all about getting people out here to the track. We're glad you could make it out and join us today. It's been a tough one to get riders out here. Of course, with the smoke in the air, it's been tough. But you know what? We've been having good racing nonetheless, and champions are being found left and right. We got one more coming up here from this points race. Whistle sounded, racing's underway. More champs to be found here in championship month at the Velodrome. 25 on the cards, and Hillary Luther wants to start this thing off right. Number 17 takes the lead. And your first bell for points at 21 to go. Next time around, leaders get 5, 3, 2, and 1, as we've seen in the previous sets of points races. Thanks for joining us here. We're in the middle of just 2 more points races here to close out this third session of Fred's Race, the regional championship for the track here at our Velodrome. An annual tradition that we hold here this year, coming near the end of championship month. For us, all of August has been about championship races, many of them being held during Friday nights. But here today, of course, we have our special weekend of racing. And here's a chance for Westover to get off to a good start. 5 points for Westover, 3 for Luther, 2 for Rue Tomko, 1 for Danny Scoville, wearing number 1 on her back. That'll be your early leaders. Again, first sprint goes to Westover. She's on top of the leaderboards to start the race off, and this move pulling the group apart a little bit here. Luther, Tomko, and Scoville trying to form a group of 3. Westover getting some oxygen back in those legs, seeing if she can maybe recover and then get back up to these leaders. Right now being gapped a bit by the 3 on the move. That should put them now at 19 to go. Next bell at 16. As we do near the end of our season, I'd love to invite you to another great Friday night racing session next Friday night. We should have more folks here, and of course it's going to be an International Omnium Championship for our elites. Expect some good fields for our elite men, our elite open women's fields. That'll be a good time. Beverage Garden will be open, the food trucks here, and a great Friday night to end this great season. We have a little bit more left. We have the Rider's Choice night. There is September 8th. There will be some racing. We call it the postseason because the points there will not be used for the Rider of the Year. So the contest will be a little bit less formalized for those purposes. There'll also be an end-of-year thing going on that weekend. If you can find all information through the newsletter in particular, also check our socials and the website for more. Facebook, you can find us there by searching for the name of the facility here, the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. Our socials and YouTube are JB Velodrome. Make sure you check on those as well. We're streaming right now if you want to find the link. Velodrome.org/live if you want to share Fred's race with others. Velodrome.org/live, where you can see today's schedule, and of course scroll down a little bit to find the link for today's live stream video. You can also find the channel that way. A good way to review old racing, get to look at the racing from 2023, learn a little bit more about what the Velodrome is all about. It's a little bit light this weekend, a little bit smaller fields than we might normally see in our normal Friday night. So again, I'd love to show you a really great race next Friday night. Don't want to miss that. 7 o'clock start time as long as the weather holds out. Again, check our socials at JB Velodrome if it looks like rain. Points next time. Points next time. Down the back straight, the sprint for points being led by Rue right now. This formed this nice strong front group of 3 athletes. Now it's Scoville that comes to the front, the rider of the orange helmet. Side by side with Luther. Luther will find it though. Luther for 5, Scoville 3, Tomko 2 points. Luther making a big move here, just going to try and roll around on the riders. It's going to get all sorts of crazy here as the position on this race is going to get pulled apart here. Your leader on the track is the rider with that light pink bike, or pardon me, light pink jersey on the white bike going down the back straight. That's number 17. There's 2 riders caught between the leader and the chasing riders that are on that lap with her. We'll get the points here in just a moment. Hey, if you were asked to do a special race here today at the end of the event, Andy's over at the podiums looking for you to explain the contest. I think that includes Cadence as well. I don't know where she's at, but yeah, she was excited, but she might be out here. So riders that were invited to talk about the race at the end of the program, come over and talk to Andy really quick. He's over at the podiums looking for you. Here's our official points totals. Hillary Luther with 8 is your leader. Westover with 5 sitting in second. Tomko and Scoville, 4 points apiece, are tied for third. Your leader, seeing 12 to go, the rider just now coming across the line. Seeing 12 to go, that's still the front of the race, just now entering into turn 1. Looks like our next closest group may be this group before the field. I'm not sure if that's our designation, but we do have 2 riders that are still in the same lap, the rider with the orange and then the rider with the pink helmet. Those 2 still on the same lap as the leader. We also got Meg Mountainer in there, the rider in red for Bryhop Racing. That's Fuller right behind her, one of the Jerry Baker Jr. riders, making that group of 4. Leader seeing 11. Bell for your leader. These 2 riders officially designated, I believe, in the no man's land, the no point zone. Our next eligible riders now coming to the line is Tomko at the front of it, currently eligible for 3 out of this group. First rider out of that field, eligible for 3 points. Might be getting a catch here out of turn 4 if we go check on Westover. Getting pursued here by Hillary, not yet happening, but your leader just about to get there. Will find 5 in this sprint. Seeing 10 to go as the leader coming into turn 1. Sprint out of the field looking pretty good here between the juniors. These 2 kids have been going at it the last couple of weeks here. Scoville will get one in front of Tomko. Nice acceleration for number 1. Finds 3 points. Tomko for 2. And Meg Mountainer, I think the next eligible rider come across, number 15, will get 1 point. Your leader moves up to 13 points. Hillary Luther, number 17 for the PDX Dream Team. One of their Portland area competitors. In place number 2, number 1 with 7 points, Danny Scoville. Number 25 is Ruth Tomko in third with 6 points. Number 201, that's Westover, is in fourth with 5 points. So second, third, and fourth, 2 points separating 3 positions, 7 points to second place, 6 to third, and 5th to fourth. So it's a good race in the middle here. Luther just kind of rolling away with this one. Her athleticism and endurance kind of on another level here today from the rest of the competition. So doing a lot like what we saw with Colin Gibson in the previous race. Just going to go ahead and go away and just off on your own. No need to sprint against a field. Your group over there in turns 3 and 4, they have a couple riders that have been caught down the lap and they're back in the race. So they are eligible for points, but they've been scored down -20 for being caught. So that's going to be a big implication, obviously, on their finishing points. The field saw 8 to go. Your leader just now coming to the line, seeing 7 to go. She makes contact with that group of what's now 5 riders in the middle of the back straight. At some point, she'd be scored up 20. So Luther may want to do that before the race is over and still certainly has time to consider doing so. Also doesn't hurt just to stay back here and keep picking up 5 points. That's just as effective for winning this race. So no real need to go up there, but might just end up doing so anyways. The field seeing 7 as it is right now. Oh. Bring it for 6. Everybody's got caught. We got caught there, field. You've been caught. You're in a sprint. That puts Rue Tomko now at the front of the race for this sprint. The whole group is eligible for 5 as Luther picks up the big 20. Be hard to beat our rider out of Portland now, but that does give Rue Tomko and Danny Scoville a new reason to sprint here. It'll be fun to see who can get 5 and 3 between them. And Westover coming back into it here. Got caught in the lap, but got fresh again, is ready to do another sprint. So good effort here for Westover, the rider in the orange bike, coming back into it, staying competitive. Scoville will find 3, it looks like. Pardon me, 5. 3 points for Westover, 2 for Tomko, and 1 for your leader, Hillary Luther, who's just going to start rolling away now. And the field coming back together again is now the group of 4 in turn 3, it looks like, as that's not only the front of the race, but it's also the largest group of riders we've got together. That includes your leader in the race, Hillary Luther, now with officially 34 points after getting the big 20 from catching the field. Scoville winning the previous sprint, now up to 12 points in second, leading Tomko by 4, who's in third with 8 points. Everybody else has lost at least a lap. That puts 4th place currently to Westover at -12, and Mountner is in 5th with -19. So your front 3 strong enough to go do some real damage here on the rest of the field. They're the only ones with positive points at this point in the race. That's the rider in the light pink, just went over the Greg Cycle sign. Right next to her is Scoville, the rider currently in second, and right in front of Scoville is Rue Tomko, the rider currently in third. Got everybody else that's sitting at somewhere in the negatives, but still Mountner and Westover in the top 5 will be something to watch here. Coming into our final sprint here in just a couple laps. Field seeing 3 to go. Pulling back the big acceleration as close as we can get to the bell. Not a bad idea here. It's getting within striking distance now for Luther, though. Your current leader by a pretty hefty amount, but still might as well make this a fast race. So Luther picking it up. Both Tomko and Scoville, who've been holding onto this wheel for a lot of this race, are able to hold on here. Luther did get away, went all the way around and caught the field. She's now on the front, and the kids have found her wheel one more time. So basically we have a field that's been lapped by Luther and the kids here. Then Luther lapped even these kids and the field all around in a positive way, getting the plus 20. And here we have it finally coming down to this final lap. An excitement here for these 3 riders. One more chance to go at it. There's still a chance for Tomko and Scoville to flip spots. So number 1 needs to be very thoughtful here. Make sure they finish in a good place in front of Tomko. That's really their main concern. Luther is almost invisible to them, as at this point, not only is it the podium for the juniors, separated from the masters, but also that's really what they're looking out for here is the race for second overall in the point standings, and off goes Scoville. And a good finishing move here should be enough to hold on for the junior championship here, and will be, I think, ending second overall in our point standings after this last sprint. Scoville and Luther. Luther wants to get one more, because why the heck not? Good speed here today from Hillary Luther, your overall champ, and a strong performance from her. I think it's a 44-point effort today for Hillary Luther. Scoville gets 6 more, bringing it up to 18. Should be your champs for the junior open women field. What a great race that was. We'll have the riders exit on the backstretch as they come across. We have a few more athletes finishing up. I'll bring up this next group as soon as it looks clear. We're almost there. Our last group now invited to the rail. Let's bring up our junior men for their points race. Another 25 lap contest. 5x5 is the format. After this, I think there's some bonus content coming our way via Andy Baker. One more 5x5, so you'll get bells at 21, 16, 11 to go, etc. Double on the final lap, 5, 3, 2, and 1 on every other. Riders start out turn 4 if they're all together, and we'll get this thing going. This will be the regional championship for the junior men, 15 through 18-year-olds. Our A and B is combined here. Most of our riders actually in this field are in the younger group. We've got a pretty good contingency of 15, 16-year-olds. Just a few 17, 18-year-olds joining in the fray. A strong rider from the group so far, and starting on the top, if there was an option for this group, is the rider at the front, Merritt Gallagher. One of our 15, 16-year-olds who's been in really good form here in 2023, really improving at a good rate. We'll see how he goes in this points race and what kind of work he'll do against the competitors today. There's the whistle and the racing's underway. 25 on the cards, and Gallagher will take the lead on this first lap as Fowler and Newman try to hold on to the acceleration on the opening lap. Couple laps out from the point still. They'll be seeing 22 to go, looks like, as they come back around on the home straight. Kind of gathering up here out of turn 4. Some acceleration, de-acceleration, pulling and pushing here in this field so far. And a moment of pause here at 22 to go. Bells ringing, points next time around. Marking an official warning for 146, Spranger for dangerous riding on the previous lap. Recorded warning for 146. Good acceleration down the back straight, but it looks like they're going in slow motion now as some of the other riders from the back are going to really come up to the front. Here comes Gallagher for the first 5. Mariki, number 469 for 3. Fowler for 2. Newman for 1. Gavin Newman comes down the hill a little bit. One of the riders get points in the previous sprint. Tries to get it rolling again. Everybody's going to follow that wheel, though, not letting him have any freedom out here today on the track. Your leader Gallagher with 5, Mariki in second with 3, Fowler in third with 2, Newman in fourth with 1. They saw 18 to go. Bell at 16. I believe that's Hampson trying to pull away, if I'm not mistaken. one of our riders from the East Portland Youth Cycling Team, making the move here. Jack Hampson off the front, he pulls up, and for a moment there, looked like Gallagher was thinking about following the wheel, but wanting to keep on the attack. Make this a good 800-meter effort. Good timing for this on the bell lap. Here he comes on the home straight in time for the bell and trying to set himself up for the 5 points a lap from now. It's Hampson and Newman next across the line. Fowler and Pletchel-Mariki all pursuing. Merrick Gallagher for another 5. Good work for him as being chased down here by Hampson, who will find 3. And Fowler, 2 points. Newman, 1. Bell just rang, and off we go with another sprint. Here goes Gallagher again. Behind him, it looks like Hampson trying to drive this thing around the corner. All the East Portland riders contesting for 3. It will be Hampson for 3, Pletchel-Mariki for 2, and 1 point for Newman. With 15, your leader, Merrick Gallagher, after the 3rd sprint. Hampson in second with 6. Pletchel-Mariki in 3rd with 5. Fowler in 4th with 4. Newman in 5th with 3. That's right. The points from second to fifth read thusly: 6, 5, 4, and 3 points. Unless your name's Gallagher and you've taken all of the leads on the sprints, it's a good race right now for second place. Saw 18 to go. There goes Merrick again on another attack, seeing if the Portland team can hold on here. $17 to go. Bell next lap. Sorry, 7 to go. My apologies. I did not just add 10 laps back on. Usually if I do that in the Cat 1-2 field, someone yells at me. Like, don't do that. That'd usually be Andrew, yes. Coming into the bell now, riders coming together out of turn 4. Your leader up there above the blue line, watching the rest of the field. Ernie Chev, number 340, comes out of the lane and kind of come up a little bit, waiting for the attack to move underneath him. And right down the middle, that's where Gallagher will launch his attack. Now Newman trying to pull away from his teammates and see if he can start separating himself from the competition here in the race for second is what this is starting to feel like. Is again, Gallagher looking like he's in complete control here. Will give a good move for Newman, and it pays off well. He finds 3 in this sprint. 5 to go. Hampson for 2, and Pletchel Mariki for 1. Your leader Gallagher now has 20 points. Hampson in second has 8. Pletchel Mariki, number 469, with 6 points in third, is also tied with Gavin Newman, who moves up into a tie for third with 6. Fowler still in 5th place with 4 points. Everyone else looking for their first points right now at 0. 3 to go as the leaders come flying across the line. For purposes of positioning on the track, we'll designate our leaders as the field. Everyone else positioned behind them. Just as we designate them thusly, of course, Newman falling a little bit off the pace here, but still at 2 to go. Hampson and Gallagher working together will be the front of the race and the field. Chasing riders still seeing 2 to go, and now your leader is getting the bell. It's 1 to go, their final lap for Hampson and Gallagher. Find themselves once again off the front in this junior contest. They have been very strong here this weekend. Newman also getting the bell, trying to hold on here. Number 350 doing some nice work here today and some great racing during Fred's race. Ernie Chev gets the bell, also eligible for points here on this sprint as he tries to get away from Pletchel Mariki, number 469. The sprint down the back straight will be Gallagher leading it out. Hampson holding on pretty well here as we hit turn 3. It will still go the way of Gallagher for the final 10 points. It looks like he's still accelerating. 10 for Gallagher, and he'll take 30. He takes basically all the sprints. A nice showing for him Hampson with a great race today will be second overall, and Newman with this should move him into a solo on the third place finish here. And all of our riders are exiting on the back straight as this is their final lap. Not much more to do here. I don't know how to explain what's about to happen because I don't know what's about to happen. Apparently there's something fun about to happen, and I'm not a part of it. I don't know what's happening. It's going to happen. It's going to be great. Okay. 1 second. We're going to get President Andy Baker on the mic here in just a second to talk to the good folks at home and all of us about what this race is going to be. He had a fun, crazy idea. We're just going to do it. It's in Fred's spirit. Have some fun. One more fun race here at the end of this session. Andy, we got the mic right here if you can grab it. Carlberg has the mic, Andy. I'm not sure if it's on yet, but just hold the button for a second. It'll come live.
Hello, folks. Wow, that's loud. Okay, so you're going to be witness to a brand new event. This is a variant on an Italian pursuit, if you're familiar with that, which is a team event made up of people in different categories. This is called the Benjamin Button pursuit, and it's made up of every age category, and we're going to go in decreasing age all the way from the very start here, Jerry Powell in our 80 plus, all the way down to Axel Edwards on a scoop bike at the very end of this. We're going to run the whole age category because we feel like it's in the spirit of Fred's race. Everybody's going to be doing one lap, and we're going to be doing a relay exchange to send them on their way. So if you could hoot and holler and enjoy something that has never happened before and who knows, may never happen again.
Love it. Thank you, Andy. The Benjamin Button pursuit. No Italians allowed here, I suppose. Just teasing. Good stuff. This will be fun. So we're going to go all the way down through our age categories and have, again, then Fred's Race Spirit. What a great idea from President Andy Baker. So we're going to go right on way down. It's a one lap for each member of the team. And I'll kind of spiel a little bit about Fred's Race while this goes on. I remember the first time I did this event. It was about a decade ago. If Eric's out there listening, thanks to all the work that you did to even start this event. That was one of the craziest days of announcing, 3 days of announcing of my career. So much fun, so silly, so fun, so inviting. And the whole spirit of the idea is to try to get as many people out here and be celebrated as cyclists, to be here at the track. All age groups, all skills were invited to be a part of the Velodrome, and this was their opportunity to be celebrated and see who was kind of on top of the podium for just about everybody we could find. So the Fred's Race spirit lives on. We try to do it again here in 2023. Lap 1 completed. And off we go. And I believe Andy tried to find one for each of the 5-year groupings. So we're going to work our way all the way down to the littlest of youngsters. A few years back, the race was kind of reconfigured to really be not just about celebrating, but also about championships. So the regional championship piece of it has also been a big piece of this race. So we will still do some podiums here tonight to show the accomplishments of those riders at the end of the top of their rides. Here goes another lap all the way around. Nicely done. And now, so Leon's onto the track for a single lap effort. You can count on us keeping the regional championship and certainly keeping the Fred's Race spirit alive next year, as this has now become a staple of the programs that we offer, alongside of our other special events that we run, the Junior Takeover, the Vision Grand Prix, our kickoff at the beginning of the season, 4th of July racing. It's been sort of some of the special events we run, but Fred's Race has really become a very important part of our Velodrome community, even more so now that you have to go all the way down to California or up across the border to the north into British Columbia to find another Velodrome. So we know that we represent many riders and many athletes right here at our Velodrome. Meg Mountainer, the next rider out there to take their lap. One of our Bryhop racing team members. So coming up here just for Fred's Race on this occasion, enjoying us here today. I think we're now to Lynch. This would be our 50 through 54, I think, representative, running for the Gene Johnson cycling team. You can watch Lynch race every Friday night. Practically, he's out here in the Cat 1-2s throwing down. So one of our local speedsters here for the Gene Johnson cycling team. A very big squad, by the way, that blue team. They've got riders in many disciplines, and a few of them that make their way here to the Velodrome regularly. And this right here is certainly one of them. Another one of our I-5 coming north competitors. Hillary Luther, number 17 out of Portland, is you saw her back there in the points race earlier, how strong she is, and going to put on another effort. So I think now we're in the 45-49 range. I think the 20 to 29 category is being represented by one person. That's a big gap, and not riding a very big bike, I noticed. Luther finishing their lap. Scott Grinsel races for the Dyna Racing team, and another face you'll see here every Friday night if you come on out for normal racing or normal Friday night programs. His nickname for a while, he kind of has been trying to remove himself from that, was Mr. G, because he's a classroom teacher, but also a great racer out here. Made his way quickly into the Cat 1-2s, putting on a fast lap for us. Andy Baker, president of the board and inventor of the race here, Mr. Andy Baker. Taking the quick lap for the Liquid Velo Racing team, yet another name you would see here most Fridays. A light season, admittedly, for Andy here in 2023. Not as frequent of a flyer as he usually would be, but coming on strong here at the end of August and had a good showing here at Fred's Race so far. Putting in a quick lap for us. And the best fitted bike of the night, it's our race night manager, Eric Pratis, on the Frog bike. Yeah, what can I say about Eric? Well, I could say this about Eric. He's an incredible race night manager, let me tell you that. He does everything and anything we ask him to. He's kind, he's quick, he's courteous, he works hard for us. He's here very early before race night, so every Friday night when we set up and we're getting ready, he's here hours before the rest of us, putting out the signs, hanging up the things, doing all the work. So Eric does a ton of work for this Velodrome, so nice work, Eric, representing your age group. Former junior racer turned manager and all-around awesome helper here at the Velodrome. Harco's Will Fowler, representing our next age group here. One of our older junior competitors would go into the 17-18 group typically, so just about ready to age out. He's at the very end of that junior career wearing the Jerry Baker Jr. colors. Now the age categories get a little bit smaller. Just a couple years separating these next riders. Will Fowler takes his fast lap. Here comes Merrick Gallagher pulling the wheel. Next rider up, it's okay, we got this. You got 2 laps to fix it. I'm hearing some pop in here too. Oh, it's just the pedals. Okay, good. I was like, come on, no, not Fairbanks too. You got 2 laps, you can do this, you can do this. Fix the wheel, it's all good. We're gonna get, no, he's out, he's done. Oh, okay.
So in the event of a missing rider, the next youngest rider has to do 2 laps.
Ah, nice, I like it. Fairbanks, you gotta go again. Again, one more time.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Keep going. Love that ruling. Who gave you ultimate power over the race you came up with anyways?
Actually, we came up with that as a potential outcome, and it is in the race book.
I believe it. That's amazing. This is our rider on top of the podium today for the age group he's coming out of. This is a 13, 14-year-old junior. Had a great showing here today. Good top speed. Lots of great sprinting from Gavin. Now he puts on a big 800-meter effort. Wow. And our next group represented by Hazel, one of our new members of the team, number 611. Riding again on that. This is a little bit better fit this time for the frog bike, admittedly. Hazel putting on a good show for us here. We got a lot of youngsters in the track team. Over 45 for the Jerry Baker Juniors now on the team. Many of them under the age of 14. And it's all part of making sure that the Velodrome has a future full of great athletes, a community that surrounds it. Parents oftentimes become lifelong fans. Our kids stick with us for a long time. So nice work from Hazel. Oh, the next Fairbanks. It's Gavin's turn now. Keegan took the 2 laps. Now Gavin gets to go out for a quick one. Another one of our very youngest riders. I believe that's going to be in our 12 to 10-year-old group. Another speedster, and did a nice job today throwing down and competing across some events in our 5 o'clock start time. Again, this is the 10 to 12-year-old young juniors being represented here. And now I guess the proof that one of the things that's cool about the community at the Velodrome is it's kind of a family event. Your program director, Amara, holding our daughter, Cadence, representing the future of the sport that's not yet signed up for racing because they're a little too young. But this is like the Kitty Kilo age group. This is, you can come see Cadence race in the Kitty Kilo every time they've got it because we're always out here. So and of course, the part of this is like we're always here. So this is our family. I'm always up here on the mic during these events. Amara's running around going like crazy, and we're like, oh yeah, our kids are just being taken care of by who? And we look around, and almost every time we look, there's another parent, there's an adult, there's a kid from the Jerry Baker Juniors team that's taking the kids on, and they're looking after them. And just it's an amazing community because these kids get to meet mentors that have been racing here at the track for decades. And it's good for them to know that someday if they keep at it, they're going to be racing right against them. In fact,
go, Cadence, go!
Maybe against their best judgment, they're going to be beaten by those kids someday. Here comes your Kitty Kilo age competitor. Woo! Cadence coming in strong. And now for Axel on the push bike right down the home straight. The push bike derby is one rider strong. Oh, we took a fall. Oh no. Is he going to finish? That's going to be hard to finish. Hey, that was fun, everybody. Thank you. Nice job. Yay, very nice job.
And I'm checking my sources here, but I believe that is a brand new track record.
Hey, look at that. Fun times. Congrats to all of our competitors. We are going to be announcing podiums shortly. Give me a moment to get organized and we'll get those things going. Podiums will occur on the infield at the podium shortly. We just got to make sure we're ready to announce. If you're tuning in to watch the racing is essentially over. We finished with our program today. We do have some more planned for tomorrow. Eyes on the air quality index, please, as we do anticipate that may be an issue. It's likely to be an issue tomorrow. It is happening until it's canceled, so do keep your eyes at JB Velodrome on X or Instagram. You can also check the Facebook. We'll post there as well. Again, racing will happen unless it's canceled. Keep your eyes posted. I mean, James did just share, Andy, that, Andy, you had the fastest lap time out of the group, but that's for someone who completed the full lap. Axel actually beat you down the home straight, unfortunately. Once he's not embarrassed about falling over, we'll let him know that he beat you.
Yeah, so the fastest leg, the fastest segment was completed by Axel.
Correct.
Got it. Oh,
yes.
I got to train harder.
You'll get it next year. Fantastic. All right, once again, Podium's coming up shortly. Thanks again for playing along with that. That was fun. We're going to take just a moment to get ready for Podium's. Fred's Race third session is officially over. We're just going to be announcing now our champions. If you want to stick around and enjoy the coverage of that, we'll make sure to keep you a part of what we're doing here. Beverage garden's still open. The food truck's still ready to take an order for you on the way out the door. I think the donuts were still hanging out a little bit. Last chance to do that if they're still here. To our online audience, thank you again for tuning in. We'll try to bring you more coverage here of Fred's Race. Do, again, stay posted. It may or may not be available to bring to you. According to forecast for tomorrow, it looks pretty shaky on the smoke. AQI is coming up, so hopefully we're going to be able to get in our last session. Thank you for tuning and supporting us. If you enjoyed the coverage on YouTube, leave the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share with friends and family. Let them know you saw some cool racing going on here in Redmond, Washington, bike capital of the Northwest, and of course the only Velodrome left up here. Thank you again, and we look forward to hosting you for more great racing action here at the Jerry Baker